Welcome back to the show. Let's now go over the telephone lines and speak with the Lands and Natural Resources Minister, John Peter Amewu. Sir, thank you very much for your time here on the Pulse. Hello, sir. If you can hear me, has it come to your attention that there are some people who are actually abusing the prospecting licenses and actually mining, and that they have military protection?
Yeah, I actually... Hello?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay. So my question is whether it has come to your attention that some people that your ministry has granted prospecting licenses to are actually not just prospecting, they're actually mining, and that they are having military protection.
You mean my ministry?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm not a minister, please.
Sorry? We'll get back to the issue of Galamsey. It appears there are a few challenges there. All members of the coalition of unemployed bonded diplomat nurses have vowed to spend one more night at the premises of the Ministry of Health if the ministry refuses to post them. The aggrieved nurses slept over at the ministry last night in a bid to pile pressure on authorities to heed their demands. The nurses say they have been jobless since they completed their national service in August last year. JoyNews' Matilda Fomega has been speaking to them.
Since the beginning of this year, these nurses have been agitating, calling on government to roll them onto the system. We do not understand what exactly is delaying the process, but from what we get is that these nurses have resolved not to return to wherever they are coming from the other parts of the country. They've been here since yesterday. In fact, they passed the night here. We are here to speak to some of them to get some understanding as to exactly what is delaying this process for some of these nurses. So you have been here since yesterday. We know this process has been on for some time now, over 930, let me say, and the ministry has been engaging you one way or the other. How far has this engagement gone?
Okay, since we started fighting for our clearance and postings since 2016 September, when we completed our national service, we've sent series of petitions to some of the offices at the Ministry of Health, the HR department, and the Chief Director's department. But we were not hearing anything from them, so we were making frequent visitations to the ministry. At least every week we make about 3 attempts to talk to them and see how far they've gone with our clearance. But up to now, it's proving fatal. And on March 28th, we picketed at this place and we had a chance to meet the Minister of Health, Honorable In fact, he portrayed to us a fatherly love. He listened to our news. Initially, he thought we were private nurses or we were unbonded nurses who are coming to plead for him to post us. But we told him that we completed government training institutions. We are bonded nurses. This is a copy of our bond form. We have in it the various stages, every sheet after sheet, where we do declaration, where our parents also sign to the bond. And this bond form, in case you complete school and you don't serve for 5 years, it means you can't serve in any private sector or you can't travel outside the country and go and find any job there. If you do that, the ministry will take a penalty from your parents. That means the amount of money that the government spent on you whilst you were in school, he's going to take that amount of money from your parents.
You have also been here. Where exactly are you coming from?
I'm coming from Kumasi.
Okay, your name?
My name is Ruth.
Okay. So with you coming all the way from Kumasi, what will take you to go back to your home?
I'm not going back until I've heard something about my clearance and my postings. Because right now, this morning, he granted an interview that we are liars, we are ignorant.
Who granted an interview?
The minister, saying that we are liars, we are not bonded nurses, besides we are referred nurses, which is not true. We are referred nurses, all right, but we've passed our exams. We can't be here saying we are nurses whilst we are not. We can't do that. You get it? So what he is saying, he should come here and tell us. We've already told you that this is we showed you our certificates, we showed you our PIN. If we are not nurses and midwifery council will not give us PIN. We have our PIN. We have everything that shows we are nurses. So what are you telling us? You said you've granted clearance for 11,000 nurses. We fall within. So why are you preventing us from working? Or why don't you want us to work? We are suffering. Our parents don't have money, but they've been able to pay our school fees. Up to now, they are still feeding us. They are fed up. The frustration alone in the house is too much for us. We are begging him to come to our aid. And without the clearance, we are not living here. That's our plea.
So let me get from you two. You've heard all that has been said. Yes. You know that this is a process. It's not a one-day event. Why don't you be a bit more patient if you've waited for this 2 years? This is a new government that has just taken office. Why don't you be patient to allow them to fully enroll you onto the system by rather agitation?
You see, sometimes it's very disheartening, right? My problem is we completed 2015 February. And then that same year, 2015, November, hack, and then community nurses completed. For them, right? So we'll be waiting. Maybe the minister himself will come. Whether he comes or not, he will be here.
So how do you intend moving this fight forward? It's almost been the same thing all of you are generally talking about. Yes. How do you intend to move this fight forward? You are here, no one is attending to you, and you are still insisting that you'll be here till you get something positive. Yes. Does it look like you're going to make any headway?
Yes. Yesterday in the evening around 11 p.m., the chief director, Dr. Zachariah Nafisa, came around to calm our temper down and have reassured us. But as to when that assurance will come to pass, we can't tell. And he said today we should meet her. So we'll be waiting here till 4 p.m. She said she'll be going to a meeting this morning, so she'll not be around. We'll be waiting for her until she come back and come and brief us with how far things have gone, so that we know the next step we'll take. From here, if we didn't get any approval or anything, then we'll move to the Flagstaff House and register our petition to the president. That's what we want to do.
So moving to the Flagstaff House, do you think in any way this would address your issue?
Yes, exactly. I think the president said he's a man of his words, and then we believe that so far as he understands the youth, we are also here to plead on his behalf that we are also pleading that he should give us a clearance. We plead with him that he should give us financial clearance so that we also be posted and then we start working.
Matada Wamaga, with some of the nurses there, well, the jobless nurses, as you heard, have grown even more agitated after government recently provided financial clearance for some 11,000 of them to get jobs. And that was announced by the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, as part of the 103 achievements of the Kufuor-led administration. This was when we met him, or we organized the town hall meeting.
In the area of health, we've had a lot of trainees, nursing trainees, who have been sitting at home. Within these last 100 days, approval has been given to employ 11,000 health trainees who graduated between 2012 and 2016.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the nurses say they appear to have been left out in the slush on the force of unemployment health professionals.
It's like the category, the vice president said that, and the category of batches that he gave was people who completed school from 2012 to 2016. If he is talking about the time that we completed our service, then it was in August 2016. And if he is talking of the time that we completed school, then it was in February 2015. So it means the category of nurses that he gave, we fall within. So we don't know why we are still home.
So are you saying that in a way the vice president was untrue with that statement?
Okay, we can't precisely say he was untrue with that statement unless they come out with facts and figures and the various distributions that they made to cover up for that 11,000 nurses.
Okay, but he has already put out the fact there that these nurses have already been enrolled onto the system, and here you find yourself not being part. What would you say?
Yes, we are evidence-based and we are here. We are evidence-based, we are here. The media, everybody is here. You see us, we are here. We are agitating for our postings and our clearance. We are not leaving these premises. We stayed here overnight.
Even with those who the financial clearance have been given to, we completed our school, completed our service before them. They completed in August, November. That was when they completed school. But we have been in the house, finished our school, finished our service, yet we've not been given clearance. Those people have not been burdened with the government, but yet they've given them clearance. What we want to say is that we are begging the government to come to our aid. And then for my colleagues at home, I'm pleading with them. They should come in our numbers. Because right now they are saying that we are liars. We don't exist.
We're making an attempt to get in touch with the ministry and speak with their PRO, Robert Kujo, on that matter. But let's return to our previous story about the Galamsey. And we can go live now to the Dwaboso area in the western region, from where the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources returned not so long ago. But we were speaking first with a resident on the line to confirm that story. Hello, on the basis of anonymity, he has agreed to speak to us. So we're calling him Peter for that purposes. Hello, Peter, if you can hear me. Yes, what is it that you see from the Galamsey site in Dwaboso?
Yeah, I think 2016, July 27th, a company called Alaska C&J went for prospecting license to do prospecting. Then later they turned it to do this illegal mining. So November 2016, 13th November 2016, they were written a letter to stop because they said they were going to do prospecting, but they are planning to do illegal mining. They didn't pay heed to it. So when this government also came, 30th January 2017, the minister also wrote to them to stop. So, and as at yesterday night, they were working, and all along they've been working under the protection of military. So even local communities wanted to go there, to go and stop them, because now it's like somebody smoking Indian hemp in open place. You don't need any security man to tell you to arrest the person. Now the thing is illegal now. The government said they should stop, and they are still doing it. So as at yesterday night, it's only this morning that they did not stop, but that they are not working. But their machine are still in the bush. They have not retracted the machine from the bush.
So what you're saying is that this morning they are no longer there, as of this morning.
As of this morning, they are not working, but their machines are still in the bush. But as at yesterday night, around 11 p.m., they were working.
Okay, you say they are enjoying some kind of military protection. Why do you say so? And how sure are you that the people who are purportedly protecting them are necessarily and are really from the military?
Oh, we started tracing this in about 5 months ago, and we had documents to it, and all information is indicating that the people are real soldiers. And I think if you call the military, they will confirm.
You tell us what you saw that makes you believe that they are being protected by the military.
Yeah, we went there and we spoke to their leader. It's a lieutenant. He said they are 41 there. And you know, they are holding this G3 weapon. And that G3 weapon is for real military men, not any other people.
I see. So you spoke to one lieutenant, but did he give you his name?
He gave the name to us. And even we complained to the migration there. So migration went there. And the soldier didn't allow the migration. So the migration officer also reported their conduct to the lieutenant. So migration have also taken the issue to their high command.
Okay, but did you get the name? What is the name?
The lieutenant is called Lieutenant Suleimana.
That's all he gave you as his name?
Yes.
Okay, and you saw them with the G3 weapons, you say, and they were protecting these people who were mining?
Yes.
Okay, and this happened about 5 months ago?
Yeah, they've been there. They deployed there about 5 months ago, and they are still there.
And
they were deployed during the...
Go ahead.
They were deployed there during the previous regime, and so they are there.
Okay, so the only time you did not see them there was this morning?
Yes, it's only this morning that they did not come to the site.
Okay.
Yesterday morning, they didn't come, but they came in the night. You see them with their excavators light on, by in the bush. Then you see the excavator working.
Okay.
So now, from just about 3 days ago, they changed their strategy. They don't work in the morning, but they work in the night.
I see. And what's the name of the company? What's the name of the company that's supposed to be prospecting for gold again?
Alaska CNG.
I beg your pardon. Say that again.
Alaska.
Alaska.
Alaska CNG.
Alaska A and G.
Yeah, G for golf.
I see. Alaska A and G. Okay. Thank you very much, Peter, for your contribution on this matter. We've been speaking to a resident in New Jaboso, and what he is doing is tell us what he saw, for which reason he believes that these people who are supposed to be prospecting for gold are actually mining and have military protection. He speaks of one Lieutenant Suleimana, who he spoke to when they went there, and said that there were about 41 military personnel there protecting these people and actually helping them to mine, and that they had G3 weapons. We are yet to confirm all of this. We'll be talking to the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources on this matter in just a bit.
Here is a checkpoint manned by the owners of Okobin Mining Company, a company that is currently operating mining for gold using prospective license. And the minister and the team that is tasked to ensure the end of illegal mining of gold is here, engaging the men who are manning the checkpoint here at the Okobin mining site. And the police who are part of the team are currently going through the staff of the men who are manning the checkpoint and in fact, the men manning the checkpoint have guns on them, and so the police is trying to ensure that things are brought under control here and the law reigns.
We need to protect our bodies. We are not using it for any bad intention or any bad way.
You are working for a private person.
Yes.
So why do you use government resources?
This is what I'm saying. We don't have any alternative. That's what we have to protect ourselves.
He didn't give you
But if you're working for a private company, you have a uniform.
Of buying, so you can see some yellow, what is it called?
So you accept the fact that you are breaking the law?
I'm not breaking any law. It's my personal jacket that I'm using to protect myself because I don't have any. I haven't committed any offense. My name is Cody.
Cody is your full name?
My service name. That's what I'm mentioning to you. I'm John Cody.
John Cody?
Yes.
And what's your number?
My number is 183227.
And when did you exit the service?
2014.
And you've been doing this for how long?
Just about a month.
A month ago.
Yes.
Behind me is the much talked about River Ankobra, and obviously it has been polluted heavily by activities of illegal small-scale miners who mine at the bed of this river, polluting it beyond treatment for domestic use. Now the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources is on the ground today as part of the campaign to end activities of small-scale illegal miners whose operations have over the years caused devastations such as this and also destruction to farmlands.
What do you think yourself? I think, I don't know, but what do you think? I don't know what to describe this, honestly. But again, you see, it is a fact that they've led a lot of excavators, along the side as we pass by. I know the intention is for most of them to return. But those that are left in the various communities, we are giving them another ultimatum of 30 days to move those excavators out of those communities.
The train for the fight against illegal small-scale mining, popularly known as Galamsey, has landed in Prestia. Prestia is the hub of small-scale mining in the country, and it is just right that the task force and the minister check on the community and its members who are predominantly into the small-scale mining. Now, the first port of call for the minister was to the palace of the divisional chief of Prestia, Himan, who has also added his voice to the call and has also called on other stakeholders like the Agric Ministry, the Environment Ministry, and the Environmental Protection Agency to add their voices to the call to end illegal small-scale mining in the country.
Principle be said, if you stop the first from the source, you stop the rest off. Galamsey for a be on war, young fan, he might be see as so mujai, Promu Yomuya Mefuso, not your war in Sioni Trino, or Damo Shawa, Minye Gumedia. Minye Gumedia, Essence, Nitrine Muno, what in Kensi, na Oba Babesne Aquasiode, not deep manner. Until who being here say, Gedieni, Ebeshe, a hono. Now you move one after the other till time you be drew the puni. And as a kueno, aqua say Ministry of Lands and Natural Resource now, Minerals Commission for Echo. And yes, ban various ministries now, omo ebembinu. Now omo team up with the ministry. No more. I agree with folks who say, Bese Kuku for Bese week. But in this almost say, Omo Great Ministry, how many times? Omo team up back farming communities now, I best sensitize Omo. We say, what the was I said in Galamsey near. What right?
The minister has also revealed that going forward, his outfit is going to introduce multilateral mining integrated program, which would ensure that miners cover their pits whenever they are done with their operations to ensure safety at the various mining sites and to make for easy identification, monitoring, and whatever that comes from the mining sector.
When we start the reclamation process, as I already noted, there is going to be a sustained combat and militant, supervision process in place, which is going to last a minimum of 1 year. And so we don't expect that. A good question somebody asks is, in attempt to reclaim, people will come back and do the digging. Because there's going to be supervision, the police, the military, the law enforcement agencies will be around. We expect to maintain, what we are witnessing now. So it is important that the reclamation, as you rightly put it, will start as early as possible. That is number one. Number two, it's to begin to look for the alternative livelihood for these people. Of course, these are the guys that will be brought into the MMIP. Again and again, we are not stopping mining. We are not against mining. But we are stopping the methodology that is in Ghana now. We need to mine and mine in an environmental sustainable manner. Those that are interested in mining in this manner, of course, will be re-engaged and placed under the MMIP.
The hashtag which is running, of course, is No to Galamsey, and I am for it. So the hashtag is No to Galamsey. From Prestia, which is the hub of mining in the country, this has been Latif Idris reporting for JoyNews.
Latif Idris there with that brilliant report. Well, we'll be talking to the minister, like I indicated earlier, a few schedule issues with him right now. But before we even talk to him, let's look at the sort of resistance that he's had to face in this clampdown. These were concerns that have been raised in some mining areas in the eastern, western, and Ashanti regions.
Honorable Minister Okano, yeah, catch say, yeah, Panachawa, South Bunudia, or you film, no Guna, Ghana Subegu, Galamsey, out of 10 regions, 8 regions, and a Galamsey, 2 regions, and a Galamsey, Ghana, 2 regions, and a Galamsey. Now, Honorable Minister,
the minister suggesting that we should stop Galamsey is good. But listen, I've been home for 8 good years. I had a parcel of land, but that was seized from me. The person who took the land is now driving a Range Rover and building big houses.
So I say, you Google am say, Nana buy ni be fisu krana, omegu ne officer.
Now our government is in power, so we can work and get some cash, and suddenly you want to collapse Galamsey. If they don't want us to do Galamsey, we will stop, and in 4 years we will vote him out.
25 million organ, ye ne Galamsey. Ujawe, baby awufi, bunye biye Galamsey. When ni nye Galamsey, on to me kase, nebushe ni bia ni nadanfu bia nye Galamsey. It's also Begunu, near to the Ongun, yes, you better. Me, MPP in the bank, Sankasa, Obi so Biawa, Becca from the MPP in the bank. Ah, me, fine people in the agro. Neso, Galamsey, Edia Peja party, nephew opposition, Edia power. Galamsey, any Peja MPP party, 8 years no more opposition. Mumbisa honorable minister, and say, Tama, more opposition, or to Nesia. Bisame, school down half for a book. How much did you young Galamsey for near Kayum?
We are hungry. He should allow us to work. There are no jobs anywhere. He should help us. In Ghana, everyone is mining. So if you want to stop small-scale mining, then prepare to be voted out. Now our government is in power, so we can work and get some cash, and suddenly you want to collapse Galamsey. If they don't want us to do Galamsey, we will stop, and in 4 years we will vote him out.
I'ma say, hey, Mimi, I don't know. I'ma say, hey, Mimi, I don't know. It is a cocoa basse. Ombu Galamsey, the other day, Egajuma, and the Combokuya, Yabako, Omba, Omukuya. Galamsey, the Gadio, a better person, Omu Galamsey, am I? Wahoo.
And I'm Yasrao. Wabano, Yantugasia, Galeana, Galeana, Edisha Yamba, Disha here. Matisa Wabe, he is our Galamsey, Wabe to move up a yetic by sports mining. A fine Quisiwo, Yasrao, Wabano, but Nasty and pets and behavior. The amount for Gumi Pitmo, amount for Papa Fone, amount for man, amount for Yemunagu. I just see we are no more. I'm going to see him in I'm going to die. So I'm going to see him on the video. I'm going to see him in that yard. Drop off, or your night. I have to say, I was ready. That's right.
Those are some very stunning facts about illegal small-scale mining. Well, we're still making efforts to speak to the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, but I'm going to take a very quick break, but it won't take long because when we return, we'll be talking about chieftaincy and politics, a very interesting issue. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.